It's voting time. Yes, come on in, Curvies. Make sure you smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. Oh my gosh, I've been waiting on the phone with Mama Curves. We were talking, and we feel strongly about a number of things with Love Island. Come in, come in. Let's see. I can't even believe it. I got to go get my other voting device because we are on this one. And I saw that the app just dropped the right to vote. And my lipstick is gone. I'll go get that also for us. You guys, it's voting. You got your apps out? There's a special vote taking place right now. Then they're letting us know it's very special, okay? They don't want no confusion this time. They were like, what you mean you didn't know Jeremiah was going to get voted off? You guys voted. Well, now they're letting it be known. You get to participate right now. And then tonight, what we vote on may affect the Love Island, and it may shake things up. So you guys, let's listen to this intro. I'm grabbing my device. Smash the like button. That's right. Come on in, Curvies. It's voting time. It's voting time. I hope you got your devices ready because we get to vote on it, y'all. They think that they just gonna do a laundry like that. We get to vote on it. Taylor thinks he can just play in our face for 19 episodes, sleep beside freaking Olandria, and then you think you're gonna get rewarded, oh bruh? I don't think so. And we get to vote about it right now. Yep. Just a little. There we go. All right, there. Okay. Got my lips right. So you guys. Yeah, you think you could just get to do that to Olandria? You think you just get to play in Shelly Shell's face? Okay. It's not today. Not today. So, hope you got your devices out. I got my device out. We're going to go to our Love Island app. We're going to listen to the first look, and then we're going to participate in the special polling that's going on Love Island. Can you hear me okay? Can you even hear me okay? Shelly is right. LOL. And I'm glad you came through and that you have a different point of view because, you know, there's enough room on wrong for everybody, just like there's enough room on right for everybody. And I happen to be right about Shelly being right, about Ace and his breadcrumb gaslighting ass, stringing her along for all this time, never making it crystal clear what he's saying to her. He says it fine to Taylor, but we're not there yet. XOXO, but we gonna go there, okay? Yes, come on in. Come on in. So I'm going to my Love Island app, you guys. Hope you guys have downloaded and registered. You have to pre-register if you're going to vote in the voting. Yes, you have to pre-register. So it says, get ready. 10 special polls Wait, what happens if I do this? Right on. Damn. Damn. Can you stop? I only didn't have you on for like a couple hours. This is freaking. Okay, Love Island USA starts now. It says when you open up the app, it says Love Island USA starts now. And see what's happening. Love, and so then you say watch on Peacock, and then you say okay. Oh my gosh. So excited. Go ahead and smash that like button, smash the subscribe button on your way in. Ring the bell so you can get notified when we upload videos here on LRGA Curves. Thanks for coming through. Okay, so breaking news. We have the third vote and 10 special rank polls coming your way today, Tuesday, July 1st. This is in the app, you guys. We get to vote right now. Tap for the details. So then it tells us. Once we tap for the details, it tells us. See? Get ready. Breaking news. So far, a lot of us have looked at it. This is what it says. Special rank polls this afternoon. After today's first look goes out, which we're about to look at right now because it just came out. We have 10 special rank polls. We need you to answer. They're only up for 2 hours. So keep this app handy and turn those notifications on. FYI, rank poll results. The poll results may be revealed in a future show. Typically, on these polls, you'll see everyone's rankings lined up from 1 to 10. However, many options are there immediately after you vote. That won't happen this time because we don't want to spoil it, okay? It says it. We don't want to spoil the surprise, okay? The results are... We don't want to spoil the surprise of the results for you. After you make your selections, it'll look like nothing happened. But don't worry, we got you, babe. Because last time, it looked like nothing happened because nothing was happening the time Jeremiah got voted off and the whole freaking app crashed and people couldn't even finish their vote. And they had to leave it open for longer, but nobody knew it was still open because it was past the 2 hours. And therefore, Jeremiah probably would have got a lot more votes and the right person would have went home. But they want me to let it go. So, okay. Then it says vote. After tonight's episode 26, the third official vote of the season will be held. Same time, same place. But in case you forgot, here are the details. Voting for the official vote 3 opens at 10 p.m. Eastern, and that will also only be remain open for 2.5 hours. Voting casts at 12:30 closes. Voting closes at 12:30 Eastern, 9:30 Pacific. Make sure you're registered. Click on the vote icon below and enter your phone number to register. Gather your squad, babes. It's almost time. Okay? So now we're going to first look it together. I'm going to let you guys listen.
I feel like even though I'm coupled up with you, I'm still single as in here.
Do you think that our couples are making it difficult for other people to like get to know us, maybe?
Definitely. I got a text!
Oh my god.
This is our chance to call people out.
I've been ready for this since day.
Okay, so that sounded like a lot of whining, blah, blah. Amaya only went and kissed Zach because Shelly wasn't kissing it. I mean, because Alondria left a door wide open, pining after Taylor. She was like, oh, I got to get to staying connected so I could stay in this game. And now the kisses and babes only work for 48 hours. And now they haven't talked for 24 hours. And now she's whining about, nah, 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 nah. You let me call you babes, but it's still not enough. And then we're going to have some other things happen. Let's listen.
I'm a loose cannon. I got a lot of to say.
It's about to be a bloodbath out here on Love Island, y'all.
There's only tears tonight, bro. Ain't no hiding from now.
So then tonight's challenge is going to be a bloodbath where everybody gets to say what you really thinking about the Islanders sitting to your left and your right. Okay? You really get to say what you thinking about the Islanders sitting to your left and to your right. Okay, that's happening tonight. Oh my gosh. The guys are like, there's going to be some tears. There's going to be some blood, bruv. Not holding back, bruv.
I might go crazy.
I don't know
Oh.
how you've made it this far.
Do you know how not quiet you are in the bedroom?
Oh my gosh. So I don't know if these are like mean tweets from other house guests, but Austin had to read out loud, I don't know how you made it this far. That's what somebody thinks about him. And then Sierra has to read out loud, do you know how not quiet you are in the bedroom?
Ever since Hannah left, have you been playing it safe?
I don't care to hear what you have
Ever since Hannah left, have you been playing it safe? Peppy said that. And of course, Amaya doesn't want to hear anything.
to say anymore. Stop talking to me.
No, you don't know what I really want. You know what you want.
That's not on me. That's a you problem. I can give up less.
Don't be disrespectful to me like that.
Who wrote it? Like, literally, who wrote that?
It didn't come from me.
Who wrote that?
I'm a loose cannon.
Huda said she wrote it.
I might go crazy.
Ooh.
Reassure this man every day he for me.
Am I tripping? Like, I don't understand.
That's nobody's business.
Anybody else got anything to get off their chest? This game.
And of course, Huda loses her shit. Okay, every day but hump day. Okay, so now that was there. Now I'm going to vote. It still isn't letting me vote. I don't have any access to a special poll. So now I'm going home again. And I refreshed. And still nothing. Oh my gosh. So, okay, I'm just going to get into why. Damn. Shelly is right. So if you've been paying attention on Love Island, this is a multi-layered experiment. My own son came in here and he was like, Mom, they are saying that Love Island is a government psyop. But I don't think it's that deep, but I do know that there's a lot of experimenting going on over here. Okay? And the amount of experimenting going on lends itself very well, as a matter of fact, to the things that we get to see in life every day, but it's like magnified, pressure cooked, and in a lot of Fiji humidity. Okay. And if you anything like me, when you get to a certain degree that your body is like, okay, this is enough, bitch, you can take it out on the person next to you. Kind of like being hangry. I get hotgry. I have Tourette's. Okay. So what reason would LRGA Curves have, which is me? What reason would I have for saying that Shelly's right? Okay. What reason? Well, could it be because choosing clarity over confusion isn't selfish? It's self-love. And even if it took her 24 episodes to get to a point where she's like, bruv, I need you to get off the point or take a, okay? Like, but you're not going to keep playing with me is Shelly's point, right? And I get Shelly's point so well because you're willing to like see, and she was willing to overlook a lot of stuff. But let's see. I had some awesome notes for us. As far as Huda and Shelly's right. I see in these freaking cyber streets, people are trying to twist the narrative and say that Shelly crashed out after we watched Huda's ass cuss a black man out for 48 hours, and that's all being overlooked, and now Shelly's the new crash out? I say not today, Satan. Not today, logic. Not today, reasoning. There ain't no way that you're going to make me believe that Shelly did a version, any version of a crash out after the mental freaking gymnastics that Huda put herself and us all through with her crash out, which was a bona fide crash out. DCO, don't crash out. I don't know. She should have had a DCO pill in there or something, because that was a crash out. What we saw Shelly do last night wasn't a crash out. But of course, people are going to overlook what Huda did and look around for the nearest to blame and to make them far worse than anything did, even though was for 48 hours she crashed out. Huda crashed out for 48 hours and everybody's overlooking it. Poor Huda. Let's wipe her ass and her fake tears. Okay? And I'm not here for it. So anybody who is not a Huda stan, you're in a safe space, because I'm not buying those freaking tears of manipulation and the emotional vampirism that is Huda any second longer. And poor Shelly did this to herself, actually. Had she cut Huda off at the knees after she disrespected that black man for 48 hours, had she not excused that, because that was indicative of how she was going to treat all of you guys on some level eventually. Okay? So for you to go stand behind her to save her ass that night after 48 hours of her crashing out on old boy for nothing. For nothing. Okay? He had hickey bites. He asked her to stop at the time of said crash out, by the way. Okay? So she doesn't have any respect for boundaries in or out of a relationship or a connection or a friendship. It's all about Huda. Therefore, that's another reason why Shelly's right, because at least she's empathetic. But look, based on the principles that Shelly talked about Huda establishing from day one in the house as a day oneer, when she entered the house and referred to both girls as bitches, I'll have you know, by the way. So she was establishing like a kind of hierarchy in the relationship from jump by referring to these goddesses as bitches off top, okay? And there aren't any cool points in that for me. I'm old school. Yeah, now I say really bitch on a regular. But as far as like an introduction, you're not a bitch first. I'll call you your name first. And then we get to the really bitch, okay? Merch is available, okay? So I was asking about the principles between gameplay and authenticity and morality, okay? So Shelly mentioned principles as it relates to Huda, because Huda from day one had established that she had these principles. I'm doing air quotes because it's all fake. It was all just for show. It was all just for control and for manipulation tactics, okay? And to establish like a position in the group where you're bad if you do this to me, and by equivalency, I'm bad if I do this to you, because you can't ask for shit you're not willing to give, right? So that's Shelly's thinking, but that's also her downfall, not only with Huda, but with Ace as well. So my question is it principles that Huda lacks, or is it simple manipulations? We could start there, okay? Principles. Shelly's frustrations seem rooted in a clear sense of interpersonal ethics, a moral code, where she doesn't want to kiss or pursue someone that you're friends and connections with, especially after telling others not to do the same. So Shelly's expecting that behavior from Huda because she established that as a request and even rewarded it by saying, oh, thank you afterwards, after people didn't fuck with Jeremiah in a challenge. Remember, she would go around to all the people that respected it and be like, oh, thank you. And as soon as the new bombshells even were like, oh, I might get my throat slit in the middle of the night after they respected it too. Now all of a sudden you're one of my sisters, right? Because she got what she wanted. Her manipulation worked. By that standard, Huda abandoned her own principles though, because she asked others to back off her connections while not affording them the same courtesy, right? And being aggressive in her physical approach to Shelley's interest in Ace contradicts her previous standards, okay? So Shelley is not fucking crazy for calling it out and recognizing it. One of the reasons Shelley is right, because it's hypocrisy. She has every right to call it out because we just acted on that shit and stood behind you based off of this supposedly symbiotic relationship, right? Now, as far as my manipulation, here are some examples of why Huda's a manipulative who, okay? Because she fits the definition of strategic manipulation. I was telling Mama Curves last night while we were watching, I was like, watch her go cry to Chris, make Shelley the bad person. She's Shelley's so bad that here are some fake tears to top it off, because that's Huda's super manipulation power, is the ability to cry on command like many Karens do. Okay? So she's Karen. She's high key Karen. Okay? So Huda's behavior fits the definition of strategic manipulation, right? She set a social standard, no kissing my man, bitch. No kissing my man, bitch, to reduce her competition. And then last night's episode, she had the nerve to go to Chris and try to be like, well, do you think she'd be less mad if I wasn't so pretty? Bitch, you reduce your competition in way more manipulative ways. And now here you are trying to act like Shelley's jealous of you, bitch? Really, bitch? I got to put the merch up. I got to put the really bitch merch up. I think I'll put the water bottle. Oh, I can only pin one thing. So we're pinning the water bottle. Right on. So hopefully the water bottle popped up for you. Really, bitch? Who? Really? So you're trying to get rid of your competition by demanding and setting a standard of no kissing my man and leaving hickey icks all over him. The people were like, it's ick. It's given all kind of ick, right? Then she broke the same standard as soon as it suits her. The first time she broke it was with Hannah, and it was under the guise that she didn't know how to play the game. So now you know how to play the game, and this is what you're gonna do, bitch? Really, bitch? But everybody wants to give you a pass and say that Shelley's crazy? Shelley not crazy. Huda's a wily one. She is a wily, coyote, manipulative, emotional vampire who uses her tears and body to get what she wants on a regular basis. And hey, I'm not knocking it, but it's part of the experiment, right? Shelley fell for the friendship under the assumption that it was real, but it was all fake. Huda's only did it to get what she needs, what she wants. Now there's some other ladies in the house who Huda can go cry to and then make herself a victim for. So against Shelley, against Alondria, to the point where now Shelley and Alondria are allegedly getting death threats from the Huda stands. Alondria's getting flack because she got up and walked away from Huda last night after she said, that was a lot. I'm going to come back and get my toasty later. And now she's getting death threats. Shelley telling Huda, I don't really want to talk today. No, I don't really want to talk today. No. Now she's getting death threats for trying to establish boundaries with Huda. Jeremiah got sent through the ringer because he told Huda he wanted to go back and try to be friends after he was molested by her on TV. Okay? He says he wishes that would have never happened. He wishes he would have told her to go slower. But it happened, and that was the ruin of them. Because she jumped his bones. Okay? What's worse? What is worse in this whole game? Because Shelley's falling for friendship under the assumption it was real when it was nothing but a tactic, to Huda, who's an emotional manipulator disguised as a social alliance. Okay? Now, what's worse? What's worse? I mean, I know we're there to play a game, but is it worse to pretend or to play? That's a brilliant question, if you ask me, because to pretend is fake sincerity. And if America gets to vote, we're not voting for no fake shit. We're not voting for fake Taylor ass sleeping next to you for 19 days and only able to tell other men in the house that he wasn't attracted to you until another woman he was really attracted to came into the house. And now all of a sudden, my head said, choose you. My gut said, choose her. No, that wasn't your guts. That was your penis. Okay? And you were thinking with the other head when it comes to Clark. Okay? You said it yourself, Taylor, that you had to be sitting up straight and saying complete sentences, messing with the 27-year-old melanated goddess that is Olandria. But with Clark, you can slouch, you can goof off, you can tell her she stinks, whatever. You can be yourself, right? So, fake sincerity, fake friendship, fake feelings, none of that is flying. It's deceptive and it's personal. When you're that level of fakery, it's personal. That's why the people on these game shows are always like feel betrayed all the way over to the reunion and well after, because when you fake friendship and another person was vulnerable in that position, then they're gonna like feel used and betrayed later. You know what I'm saying? Now to play, openly strategize the way Ace and Taylor have been doing behind everybody's back, but in America's face, talking about the game, the game, the game, and all the time calling out a whole nother man's game. I thought in the land of man, if you have scrotums that are covered with hairs or not, that you're supposed to be paying attention to your scrotums, sir. You're not supposed to be checking another man's scrotums, telling him how to play with his scrotums. You're only supposed to be playing with your scrotums. So which by proxy makes Ace and Taylor and Nick all Mitches and allegedly, because why are you clocking another man's game, trying to infiltrate his game because your game isn't strong enough with your breadcrumbing ass? That's what these are, breadcrumbs. That's why they're all over Ace. He's a breadcrumber. Yes, that's another reason why Shelly's right. Ace never chooses Shelly to Shelly. Concrete, you're chosen. Even with this whole Coco thing, it appears that he chose Shelly. But the mere fact that he's reminded her at least 3, 4, 5 times now that he didn't choose Coco for her means that you did that as a power play for your ego, not for a heart, because you're not going to keep bringing shit up after you let it go, right? But when you're 22, that's the kind of shit you do. He's immature. His whole hypothalamus isn't even freaking fully engaged or developed yet, you guys. It's not his fault. It's not his fault that he thinks that he gets to exist in a way where you can breadcrumb a 27-year-old melanated goddess who's worldly, okay? He thinks he's been pulling game on her. And her realizing and now verbalizing after frustration of, hey, look, dude, you've been breadcrumbing me. And then you're going to top it off with Huda's ass in your face. And I guess I'm feeling like he might have grabbed it while it was in his face, because we saw, here, I showed us what we saw, what made Shelly trip the other day. I have some good graphics for us. But when we saw Huda do this, the camera cut away right when Huda turned around and backed that ass up into his face in this position while he's laying down. And I feel like that's too far too, because the other part of that couple had gotten up. Why are you still there, ma'am? Because you're doing too much. You're going too far. You're not respecting the same boundary that you asked everybody else to respect when you were with Jeremiah. Now that you know how to play the game, after they clocked you with Hannah's Pepe and everything, you cried about that. You always have this forlorn look. You always have this forlorn look on your face. Oh, poor me, so thoughtful, and I'm reflective. No, bitch. No, no, not today. That's not what's happening. What's happening is you're selfish and manipulative. And when people call you out, you start crying fake tears and want to call the police and make a fake police report. That's what the fuck is I'm witnessing. And she has a whole tribe of people who are standing for her and her freaking baby tactics. And I'm not here for it. Not one bit. Let's see. I had to get that right. Okay, Barb Meets World. Thanks for coming on. My only issue with is the lady Shelly should have told Huda off episodes ago. Keeping it cute. She's been doing the most since day one. Yes. Hey, boo. You guys, Barb has a channel in these YouTube streets. Make sure you smash her buttons. Ace only chooses Shelly when he's forced to in order to stay on the show longer. And that's part of my other theory, Barb, is that Ace has been using Shelly and the same way that Taylor was using Olandria. And Shelly and Olandria are girls, and they're both 27, and they both probably been whispering about what the fuck we doing with these 22-year-olds, right? Come to find out, the 22-year-olds was using them to stay on the game till they found something more to their liking, and then we get Olandria almost getting voted off immediately. I feel like Shelly feels like she could be Olandria next because Ace is using her by not locking her down and making it crystal clear to her, even under threat of Chris, he's still like wanting her to try to lock him down. I guess. I don't know. But hey, the world I'm from, the man chooses the flower. She's made herself available to him. She said several times, we're not closed off. You keep talking about the experience. That sounds like, to me, translation. When your hypothalamus is fully formed, the translation to a woman saying that to you is, oh, she wants me to lock her down or let her go. Ace's translation, because he does not have a fully engaged hypothalamus at the age of 22, it's not, his whole brain isn't even cooked yet, y'all. And his maturity level is probably arrested at about maybe 15, 16. We have no idea what he's working with. This is not a freaking psychological thing. These are just thoughts based off of assumptions and allegedlys, okay? And I'm not saying nothing bad about old boy. I mean, young man. Because he's not old and his brain literally is not fully engaged yet. And he thinks he's playing her. Her brain is matured and fully engaged enough for her to now recognize that, the breadcrumbs that you've been leaving, sir, will not suffice a moment longer. The breadcrumbs, the breadcrumbs, the breadcrumbs. I'm not doing your breadcrumbs, bro. There's a whole 6'8" downstairs. There's a whole 6'8" downstairs that can pick me up when we kiss. And my feet won't still be touching the ground. There's a whole 6'8" downstairs, Ace. And you go in a sauna and tell Taylor, oh, we're going to war. I'm going to war. I can't lose. That's all ego-driven shit, bruh. That's all ego-driven shit. And she's feeling it. She's picking up on it. She finally is seeing the forest for the trees and seeing that you are stringing her along. Because if you were serious, not only would you have not chosen Coco, you would have closed it off in a way that this dude couldn't infiltrate without it being a real issue. Because you still want to experiment. Why you still want to experiment? And who you get to experiment with now that you get Coco out. Your head turned for Huda. That's why you wanted Jeremiah out of the way. You want a chance with Brianna, but she doesn't want a chance with you. She already said she likes looking up, bro. I'm sorry. It's not saying nothing. Uh-oh. I don't know what happened to the chat. I don't know what happened like that. Yep, you're absolutely, see? I'm right about something, right? And so for Chris, though, to put on his Captain Save-A-Ho cape, know that he's attracted to emotionally traumatized women. That might be why him and Shelly haven't really connected because she's not crazy enough for his liking. He attracts Hudas. He already said it. And she's not a Huda. Everybody's trying to make her a Huda so we can forget about the real Huda. But Huda better not win. Ooh, I will never watch. This is my first time watching it. I don't ever have to watch again if a Huda wins. She should not get rewarded for cussing that man out for 2 days. Never in a million years. Oh, she's grown where? In 3 days in this controlled environment with $100,000 on the line, and y'all trying to convince me that she possibly changed? Please. You guys are easy. You guys are easily manipulated. Anyone who believes that, rather. So, now we are pretending to be a good friend and a good person while deliberately sabotaging someone is deeply hurtful, especially in a confined emotional environment like the villa, okay? Playing the game is expected though, so I want to acknowledge that. And this is a reality competition show where we see in the where we see in the now show Life After the Villa. They have a whole new spinoff because these friendships become real, you guys. These friendships are in such a heightened situation. It's like being in combat with somebody in a war where like there's just a brotherhood, sisterhood created for life if you weren't deliberately sabotaged and manipulated by the next hoe. Okay? So, that was that thought. Let me make this. Okay. Now, Huda pretending to be principled while not acting that way is, in many viewers' eyes, and clearly mine, that's more damaging than just playing a game openly. And that's usually the reason why people become reality competition show villains, is because of that manipulation, that deliberate sabotage, under the guise of friendship, like people hate that shit. Nobody likes a big bad wolf. Not really. And anybody who's on my side, we're not wrong for feeling like Huda was and remains a problem, okay? Especially considering the verbal abuse that Jeremiah went through that everybody wants us to forget about. Just forget about it. Oh, why are you still talking about Jeremiah? Why are you still Jeremiah? But the same wanting me to coddle and baby and forgive and reward Huda. Let that go. Just let this exist. Don't forget, this is a social experiment. And it's not just a social experiment about love. It's a social experiment about friendship, about navigating tight spaces. It's about race relations. It's about gender relations. And it's about a lot of different things, all under the guise of Love Island, And so we're actually starting to see the race groups break off on the girl side right now. At first, the girl group was very diverse, but now that these bombshells have come in, it's seeming to like kind of break off according to ethnicity, where we have Huda, Andrina, Amaya over there, and then we have Clark coming, sticking to her bombshells, really. But obviously, Shelly and Landria sticking together, pissing off the Huda stands. Yeah. So I don't know. It's kind of like you can see the little social cliques starting to reveal themselves. So tonight is actually a good night to have this revealing of who do we think did what. I'm checking the app to see if we can vote yet because it said after the first look. Oh, new items. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's time. Wait. It said new item. Where are they? Discover Islanders latest. So it said new, but nothing new is here. Nothing new is here. I'm just going to keep checking then. Okay. So also, um, I'm crazy and I'm really thinking about like the social aspects of this and the social experiment. I'm going to turn my fan on. You guys might hear a woo, 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 woo in the back. And just excuse that if you can. Um, so I asked ChatGPT, Aya, as I like to call her, as most like to call her the end of the world, but I like to call her Aya for right now. I asked him for a psychoanalysis of Shelley and Huda based off of all these talks that I've been having with it about like, am I tripping for thinking that principles should outplay play in this situation? And so here's a psychoanalysis from ChatGPT. This is not a real psychoanalysis. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychological professional. I'm not making any judgments on these people. This is just for fun, entertainment, and allegedly speculatively. Okay? So, personality traits. For Shelley, she's a morally anchored empath in this psychoanalysis. She displays a high emotional intelligence like Jeremiah. She has values and integrity and emotional safety. She trusts people at face value until shown otherwise. Her behavioral markers are Shelley is emotionally expressive and confronts conflict directly, but with clarity, not cruelty. She often seeks mutual respect and boundaries in romantic and platonic dynamics. And we saw that with both how she treated Ace and Austin, right? And now Chris. She distresses not just over rejection, but over betrayal, right? She's upset Huda violated the friendship code more than just stole a man. It's not about Ace. It's about, I thought I had a friend in this experience. You know what I'm saying? And her likely attachment style is anxious, preoccupied. She bonds quickly, invests emotionally, and feels deep distress when betrayed or invalidated. Shadow work, maybe the psychological wound. She possibly struggles with self worth in chaotic environments. She expects she expects reciprocity and feels devastated when she doesn't receive it the same amount of loyalty that she gives. And she could be prone to internalizing blame when things fall apart. Like, was it me? You know? Her strengths are she's emotionally honest, she's empathetic, she's guided by principles. Her vulnerability is she can be too trusting, as we're seeing. She may not see manipulation coming until it's too late, which is what her worry is now that she saw Taylor Ace Boone Coon, his homeboy, his dog, his number one, number two, like for him to be able to do that in associations or everything is very telling about the possibility that Ace could do that to her also, that Ace is playing her also. Because nobody saw Olandria getting dumped by Taylor except Ace and Nick, okay? She may not see manipulation coming. She gets emotionally overwhelmed when her values are trampled. Like she did kind of, like she's like, oh my gosh, she needed a moment to herself after all of that, right? Now, Huda, she's a strategic survivor. I also saw somebody do on Huda a thing where she a thing on Huda where she is the baby in her family, and so that could also
I feel like even though I'm coupled up with you, I'm still single as in here.
Do you think that our couples are making?
so Where was I? So Huda's a strategic survivor. And somebody said she was a baby. She's the baby of her sibling bunch. And much like a baby, cry to get what you want, cry to get attention. And you're used to getting what you want from being babied and everybody having pity on you because you're the cute little doting baby, right? So she's a strategic survivor, charismatically calculated, socially agile, self-preserving, highly adaptable, is control, dominant is what JD called out on her. He's like, you like being dominant. I don't like that shit. And so, and in social dynamics, she likes being like the over the top it girl. I wonder if she's a Sagittarius because she likes all the attention in the room, like sucks it, you know? Behavioral markers. She sets rules for others she doesn't follow. Don't kiss my man, but then does it to Shelly. Switches from flirtation to aggression, depending on the situation. She has verbal outbursts towards Jeremiah, but then she's seductive with others. Often reframes accountability by shifting blame and recasting herself as the vixen, player, vixen. As the victim, player, vixen. That's a good shirt. Victim, player, vixen. Right? Her attachment style is dismissive and avoidant. Prefers emotional distance, protects herself through control, sees vulnerability as a weakness, real vulnerability as a weakness. These fake tears are only manipulation. That's not vulnerability. Her shadow work, her psychological wound possibly is expressed in environments where being soft or trusting didn't yield safety or success. As a result, she sharpened her tools of seduction, control, dominance, and manipulation. She uses gameplay to gain power and disguises emotional performances. Okay, that's deep. Her strengths, I don't think she's socially intelligent because she still doesn't see how it affected this group. And, or if she does, she's not willing, it's part of her manipulation. Because if she's socially intelligent enough to be aware enough that she caused this huge in the group, then why did she want that? Unless it was for more control. So, right? She's assertive, fearless in pursuit of goals, struggles with to form deep, safe emotional connection. She has talked about that before, where she is not, where she is not, she doesn't have any girlfriends on the real world. Remember? She said that before. She said that she didn't have any girlfriends on the real world. Let's and she may not even recognize the harm she causes, total lack of accountability or awareness. Um, Now, this is narcissistic. She lacks empathy. She uses charm as a weapon, and she has entitlement to win. Like, yeah. So, okay. So there's a dynamic tension, principles versus power grid here. So there's a category, and then there's Shelly and Huda. So the category is core driver. For Shelly, it's connection. For Huda, it's control. The category is weakness. For Shelly, it's naivete. And for Huda, it's ruthlessness. The category is wound. For Shelly, it's betrayal. And for Huda, it's vulnerability. The category is game strategy. For Shelly, she's playing an authentic game. And Huda's playing a manipulation game. The category is emotional style. Shelly is expressive and heart-led, while Huda is tactical and guarded. Okay? Now, why this clash hits so hard? Shelly represents to the viewer someone who wants love, fairness, and community, while Huda represents unapologetic, toxic, trait player who breaks social contracts. Now, their conflict isn't just about a man, it's about values versus vanity, connection versus conquest, and authenticity versus artifice. Okay? When the show or public sides with Huda, it reflects the discomforting reality that we often reward manipulation when it's masked as confidence. Okay? So, who's worse? In psychological terms, Shelley is hurt, not harmful, while Huda is harmful, but protected by the perception of strategy and fake fragility. But, of course, since we're in America, we're going to look around and look for the nearest black person to blame. And just like Jeremiah's ass had to go home because Huda's ass was acting up, I could see America punishing Shelley for that unless enough of us are voting. Okay? What stings most is manipulation masquerading as gameplay labeled as smart while authentic emotion gets mocked as weak. Okay? So that's deep. Let's get to some of these comments. Okay, no comments. No problem. I don't know why I'm not in the algorithm. Let's tap this. That was like 5 calls back to back. I don't know why I didn't go live. Let's see. Thanks for coming through. Smash that like button, smash the subscribe button, ring the bell. There we go. Let's see. Opening this app. I keep refreshing the app. Oh my God, rank the boys. We get to vote, you guys. It's time to do the ranking. It's time to do the ranking. Okay, let me get off of here. No, it's crashing. Okay, rank the couples from coolest to least cool. Coolest to least cool. Coolest to least cool? Damn. I'm gonna, even though I don't like Shelly and Ace, I'm gonna put Shelly and Ace for first place just because I want Shelly to win. I'm not rewarding. I'll go ahead and put. Damn. Where's Brianna? I'll make Adrina and Brian second because I like Adrina. I like Sierra. I like. Damn, do I have to choose everybody? I only get. Oh, look, we only have 2 hours left. There's a timer in the corner. There's only 2 hours left to vote, you guys. You guys grab your devices and vote now. I got to remind my mom I can't stay on here forever. Fourth place, Grayson and Pepe. Fifth place, Iris and TJ. Sixth place, Jaden and Austin. Seventh place, Amaya and Zach. Eighth place, I'm not rewarding Clark and Taylor at all. I hate that I'm giving 8th place to Huda, but I'm going to do Huda. And last, I'm doing Clark. Submit. I hate them together. I mean, not hate, but dislike it the most. Okay, only 47 are these people that liked it or that participated. Results may appear. Okay, so let me hurry up and call Mama Curves and tell her she needs to vote. We're calling her to tell her she needs to vote. And then as soon as I get off here, I'm registered on 2 devices. I'm going to go back and vote again. Yeah. Your app isn't showing the ability to vote? No, I'm telling you, it's too many people in it probably. Damn, I probably shouldn't have got out then. Oh shit. Mama Curves. Open your app and try to start voting. We have 2 hours left. And I was in there voting. It's a special ranking vote. Don't put Huda first. Clark and Huda are last. Taylor's last. Huda's last. Taylor's last. And even though we're not checking for Shelly and Ace, I'm checking for Shelly. So I put her as number 1. But I'm live, and I have to go back and try to get back into voting. I was just reminding you that it's open now for another hour and a half. Okay. Peace. Love you. Okay. Let's get back to it. See if it'll open back for me. Because it did tell me it was having a problem. Okay. Okay. I still got the access. Okay. So now I got to rank the couples who you'd want to vacation with the most from least to. I'm going to keep my ranking the same because this is another way of asking who do I like the most, right? Want a vacation with the most. Yeah, this is a trick question, you guys. I'm keeping my ranking the same. Because if I would want a vacation with Huda, then they would be like, oh, you must think she wants to win. I don't want a vacation with a bitch that would cuss me out for 2 days of my vacation in the tropics. Please. Shelly is chill. Andrina is chill. Sierra is chill. Grayson didn't start no mess. Iris is all right. Jaden is okay. Amaya is funny. In this case, I'm going to put Clark before Huda because I haven't seen Clark freaking cuss anybody out for 2 days. So she can go above Huda. And now I've submitted that. Okay, the couples you'd want a vacation with the most. Darn, I don't know how to take a picture of my vote with this phone. Damn Android. Home. Back. Okay. Rank the girls you'd want to go on a road trip with from most to least. Most, Shelly. I would want to hang out with Olandria. I would want to hang out with Sierra. I would want to hang out with Andrina, Amaya, Jaden, Iris, Grayson, Clark, Huda. Submit. Look, anything to put Huda in the last place. I'm there. Now we get to rank the girls from most to least. Genuine. Okay, first place. Most genuine. Shelly. Olandria. Those are always going to be my number 1 and number 2. Actually, I'm going to reset. And I'm going to put Olandria first this time. and Shelly second. And Sierra maybe? Iris was really good to when she came on. I guess Sierra. I'm kind of also going in order of how long have I known to how long have we known the people, right, Barb? Like I'm kind of going in order of who entered the house. That's also my order, which is why I feel like the phenomenon of Villa against Casa and the Villa against Bombshells happens is because by proxy we've known them for like even in this experiment 48 hours is a long time to know somebody longer, you know. The most genuine now because all the bombshells literally come there to take your man. So I don't know how genuine that is. Like, so now it's just getting back to personality. I'll go ahead and give Andrina at least said she likes Pepe and then went after Pepe. Um, Iris hasn't really messed around with a lot, but she does try to make Sierra feel a way about Olandria having to kiss in a competition. That's weird. So I don't like that. Amaya. Now I told you guys before, we pointed out over here before that Amaya tends to go with the people that Shelly and Olandria like, and it could have to do with her roots of being Dominican Republic, and we know about the colorism and all of that stuff, and how they just are known for trying to take the next mistress man, and it's part of the culture, and you just got to kind of get used to it, or get used to fight. So, but I'll go ahead and put Amaya 6. Jaden seems fun. Grayson. I don't like that Clark and Huda. I'm putting them last again. I put Huda as the very last, is most genuine. Clark is the next one. Okay. Now we're going to rank the girls from most to least kind. Who's the most kind? Olandria. And then the second most kind is Shelly. And then the third most kind is... Are there even any more other day one ladies in the house? They're the only 2 day one ladies left? Oh, Huda. And everybody else is a bombshell? Wow. I feel like Sierra's kind. Iris is kind. Andrina seems kind. Grayson seems kind. Amaya seems kind. Oh no, can I take this one down? I thought I already selected Jaden. Do I have to reset? It won't really make a difference. 9th place is Clark. 10th place is Huda. Ooh, and I get to vote again. This feels good, actually. At least they're letting me get it out of my system, right? Rank the girls. Oh, this is a lot about the girls. Rank the girls. We did from most to least genuine. We did from most to least kind. We did, now we got to rank the girls you trust with your deepest secrets from most to least. Uh-oh. Okay. So the most, I'll go with Olandria. Shelly. Sierra. It's pretty much the same ranking. It gets a little gray around the middle. But I'm ending the same way. Um, I don't. I don't know if I could tell Andrina a secret. I generally just don't trust, the Clark, the. I don't trust the Graysons and the Irises of the world, just generally speaking. But uh, I don't know. I'm ending with Clark and Huda again. Okay, submitted. Rank the boys now. Rank the boys from best boyfriend material to worst. Best boyfriend material. And the picks are Zach, TJ, Taylor, Pepe, Nick, Elon, Chris, Brian, Austin, Ace. I don't know. None of them have had to really step it up. I do like that Pepe turned down Andrina, and he's just exploring things with Grayson and doesn't want to mess it up. I like that Nick closed it off with Sierra, and at least he took a stand. So I could put Nick first. I could put Pepe second because of him turning down Andrina. Next, I think I'll go with, I don't know, I like Zach K, and I like that he is into his taking care of his, siblings, his younger siblings, and his mom. That's usually indicative of how a man will treat you, is how they'll treat your mom. I'll go ahead and put Zach third. Um, Chris fourth. Um, I don't really care for TJ. Austin would send his penis to too many people. No, I'm a first time Islander. I'm a first time Islander. Um, so fifth, who would I rank as the best boyfriend? I have Ace, Austin, Brian, Elon, Taylor, TJ left. TJ seems like a frat boy, but I'll give him fifth. And then I'll go with Brian. Then I'll go with Elon. Then Austin. Then Ace. Then Taylor. Because you guys are playing fucking mind games. Horrible boyfriend material. Have you watched other franchises, Barb? Okay, now the question is, rank is this one. Rank the boys from best vibes in the villa to worst vibes. Okay, best vibes in the villa. Huh. That's weird. That's a weird way to put it. Darn. Best vibes? I mean, we don't even know these new guys really. I don't know. As far as vibes go, I guess Nick. Yes, me too. First time ever. And I haven't started the South Africa that comes on yet. After the episodes end, I haven't started a new one. I'm just USA season 7 in real time. So I'm having a problem just even picking my favorite guy so far for vibes, because they're all kind of off-putting in their own ways. But I guess we can go with I mean, from what we've seen of Nick, he likes to have a good time. From what we've seen of Nick, uh, just on vibes, but he did help get Jeremiah off. So that was part of why Ace, Jeremiah, and Taylor are all to me, because that's not good vibes, having a tribune against Jeremiah's fineness. And Austin has good vibes, but Chris seems to have good vibes. I like Chris. I'm going to go with Chris first, then I'll go with Nick, then I'll go with Zach. I'm just going to do it. And then I'm going to go with Pepe. Then I'm going to go with, now I'm starting to think again, Brian. And then I'm going to go with Austin. And then I'm going to go with Elon. And then I'm going to go with TJ. And then I'm going to go with Ace. And then I'm going to go with Taylor, because they're so controlling and manipulative. I don't like that shit. I don't like it. We need some new meat in there. We need some new Mandingo meat in there. How dare they bring in these two little boys for these women? That's stupid. That's just stupid. The only melanated guys you bring in are boys, like they're literally just got legal. Okay, now the next one is, this is the place, rank the boys you'd want to be stranded on a desert island with from most to least. Okay, so Chris is giving me something. Nick doesn't seem too handy, but at least if it's only him and I, then that could be a good time. I'm going to go with stranded on a desert island. Yeah, I gave it to Chris first because he would know he would be handy. Pepe would be next, because now I'm thinking survival. Zach seems scrappy. Nick seems like he might get the job done. I hear Elon might be an IDF soldier, so I'm going to go ahead and put Elon for 5th, because I hear they have great survival techniques. So no, I'm going to go with Brian 5th. Austin, he's a pool boy, so he might know how to build some other stuff. And then I'll go with Elon. Then I'll go with stranded desert island. Okay, fine. I'll go with Ace 8th. And I'll go with TJ. I told Taylor next time I got a chance to vote, it was his ass. And I have not forgotten, Taylor. You have been last. And I told Huda, first chance I got, it was your ass. She got ranked last in everything. Okay? If this is the only way I can get my lick in, this is the only way I can get my lick in. Okay. Now the last vote is rank the boys from most to least genuine. The pressure's on. Hey, Mamere, thanks for coming in. Yeah, you like Chris too? Yeah, I like him too. Okay, the most genuine to least genuine. Of course, Taylor's going to get the least. Ace, you've been playing with Shelly for now 26 days. You're going to get the least too, because you've had the longest time to play in my face and hers. Pepe seemed affected when she left. Nick seems to be aware enough to give Sierra what she needs. So I'm going to go genuine. I don't know Chris like that, but I'm going to go with Chris just because, hey. And then I'm going to go with Nick because he coupled up when he didn't have to. Then I'm going to go with Pepe because he said no to Andrina's behind. Then I'm going to go with Zach because he did try to circle back and give Olandria a chance again. Then I'm going to go to TJ, because when he said those ladies only kissed a two, he was serious. That was pretty genuine. And he took a big chance and he bit himself in the foot and the face. Okay. So, hi, Kathy. And then for sixth place, I'm going to go with Brian. Then for seventh place, I don't even know Elon like that, but I'm going to go with Elon over Austin because Austin said he wanted somebody to pay attention and then got it from Amaya, and then it was a problem because she paid too much attention. So he's going to have to go after Elon, who at least let Sierra and Nick know where he stood. Then Austin, and then Ace, and then of course 10th place is Taylor. And I submitted. Told you, Taylor. Told you. You's out of here. So look, now I get to register to vote. I'm putting this number in. Oh, what's this? Yeah, no. So then you guys have to register again. Don't forget. Okay, and then you're going to have to verify your number. So, I could start voting right now, you guys. Wait, now it says voting is closed. Wait. It hasn't been 2 hours. The timer in here still says we have an hour and a half left. The vote here says it's not open. And it just made me register again. I was already registered. Who knows? Okay. Well, I just did what I could do. Okay. I wanted to show us this real fast. So this is the current situation at the villa with the experiments and the swappings of the spits and fluids. So the black lines are dead connections. Anything that's in black is a deaded connection. Anything that's colored is a viable almost connection, or they're still entertaining, experimenting. Okay? So, like this black line between Shelly and Austin, that's dead. This light blue line, it's fading fast between Shelly and Ace. But then also we have Shelly with Chris. We also have Shelly with Chris. And that's kind of fading fast because Chris likes Huda, because Huda used her powers of manipulation. I put this line still in a color with Olandria and Nick. I don't know. I feel like there still could be something there. Now, I wasn't one of the original Nick Landrias, but I have since become a Nick Landria because of, I don't know. I kind of just feel like he's a little off. I feel like he locked down Sierra more because of Elon, not because he likes Sierra so much. He really does light up a different way around Olandria, the kind of the way that Taylor lights up at his peen getting hard around Clark. In that way, you know. And not that that's a lasting, but at least they also have this friendship, this underlying friendship, right? So we'll see how it plays out. But he's so close to winning now that he did lock down Sierra, which is this red line right here. He did lock down Sierra enough that, you know, they could win it, you guys. They could win it. They're the first closed off couple. And so far, the only definite viable couple because they're closed off. Amaya and Zach. Now that's fading fast. And Zach and Olandria could become a thing. Austin and Jaden are a thing. Nick kind of wanted something with Jaden, but it didn't happen. Let me see. You can see that better. And then down here, the only person that wants Clark, and that's a green line to Taylor. But Clark did also had a thing with She was booed up with Nick at first. That's dead. Amaya and Austin was a thing. That's dead. Amaya and Ace was a thing. That's dead. Amaya and Elon could be something brewing. They just talked for the first time. Brian and Andrina are booed up, but not talking, not feeling a connection. So Adrena approached Pepe, who said, no, I'm digging Grayson. He doesn't want to explore anything with her. Iris and TJ, they could potentially say they're closed off, but I don't know who will care. Okay. Did I get everybody? The people in gray I'm not mentioning because if their picture is gray, they're no longer on the island. The people that are in color are the current selection of people on the island. Okay? Yeah. So I hope you guys did your polls. I hope you guys do your voting. I hope you guys understand why I say that Shelly won. Well, not won, but that Shelly's right. I hope I was able to tell you clearly why Shelly's right. And on Shelly and Ace specifically, him and his breadcrumbs. These are breadcrumbs because he's a breadcrumber. And look, I put a whole loaf down at the bottom. Can you see the whole loaf of bread? Yep, down at the bottom. Because he's a breadcrumber. So I'm feeling also like Shelly and Ace and Taylor and Alondria being so intertwined as lead couples for so long and feeling like they had it, you know, pretty much nothing to worry about, coming back from Casa Amor only to have Alondria voted off by Taylor and replaced by Clark. I feel like it logically makes Shelly reflect on the association of and the friendship between Ace and Taylor and that whole birds of a feather flock together theory, right? And so for context, Shelly now is reflecting on the fact that her boo's best friend slept next to her best friend Alondria for 19 days. Seemed emotionally invested, yet dropped her immediately after 24 hours, 48 hours with Clark. Because by 24 hours, after 24 hours, Alondria was back in the house, right? Because she got voted off at that first thing. So they were back in the house within 24 hours, and he was off of Alondria and on to Clark within 24 hours in her face, you guys. So it dropped her immediately. So the implication for Shelly is that if Taylor can flip that fast on Alondria, it casts doubt on how solid these connections really are since they're such good friends, right? And so she's watching men switch up quickly with little regard for emotional consequence, and that's his boy, okay? And Ace, he says things like, I let a person go who I was connected to, Coco, like weaponizing the fact that I did choose you. How are you weaponizing that you chose me, fool? Okay? It keeps her emotionally dangling, giving her enough emotional attention, giving her enough emotional attention to keep her invested, but not enough clarity to make her feel secure. This technique is known as breadcrumbing. The behavior is breadcrumbing, just giving enough to emotionally get somebody to be hopeful, but withholding true commitment. Shelly said several times to Ace, you haven't closed it off with me. You keep saying you want to explore. Shelly chose Ace night one. Then Ulissa came and took his ass, and he's never made it clear since then that he wants Shelly exclusively, right? So Shelly's perception probably could be that she's seeing a pattern between Ace and Taylor, that they're both indecisive, and opportunistic, right? Waiting for what serves their position best in the villa, not so much what serves their heart, right? And he keeps talking about war and in his position of his ego over any type of heart thing, right? He's saying we're not closed off is both her saying we're not closed off is actually empowering her because she's letting him hear himself, right? And it's not to be cruel. It's just like, hey, you're the one that said we're not closed off. So you particularly can't get mad when I'm exploring things with Chris because she's being clear. Now, the psychological dynamics, Ace's pattern, he uses passive ambiguity. Sorry, I'm still figuring things out to avoid being seen as a bad guy, right? He keeps his options open. He's hedging his bets, possibly afraid of fully investing in Shelly until like another Coco comes in. This kind of behavior is often used by people who want emotional connection but fear commitment and prefer being chosen rather than choosing. But you're a whole man, dude. You're supposed to be doing the choosing in this case. It takes both of you to be choosing in this case, okay? Shelly's response, she's practicing self-protection through gaining clarity with old boy, saying, hey, look, a boundary for me, if we're going to actually be together, a boundary for me is you recognizing that having Huda's ass in your face for 10 minutes is a little too long in a challenge. Even if I did go back and peck another guy because you told me we're not closed off, doesn't mean that it's okay for you to go like this in her ass cheeks after she straddles your face in front of everybody, guy. Come on, bruv. And for him to be laying there like, why are you yelling at me? And then Huda be crying tears about the mean Shelly who would only be more nice to me if I wasn't so pretty is bullshit. Her decision to keep exploring is only a reaction to his non-decision. He has not clearly chosen her. He chose her and then immediately was like, I want to keep exploring. So she's like, great, Chris is here. So she's like, I'm going to keep exploring too. You want to do it, I'm going to do it. So rather than waiting to be picked, she's claiming her agency. But I hope it's not too late, Shelly, because you need to go tap on Chris's door because he's getting ready to get in the vacuum of Huda. And you know how much she likes mounting and sucking. You better get to it. So is Shelly wrong? No, because no commitment has been made because Ace refuses to close things off. This leaves an open door for Shelly to do the same. Her instincts are valid. She has now seen how fast Taylor, his best friend, dropped her best friend and fears he could do the same. And that's not illogical or stupid. She's not punishing, she's preparing. Exploring doesn't mean she doesn't care. She's simply not willing to be taken for granted anymore by this guy who says, I want to do war with something, but then you're not doing nothing, bruh, but complaining and trying to validate you getting to motorboat freaking Huda's ass cheeks for 10 minutes is what it's sounding like might have happened. And again, an emotionally mature person is who we're faced with. We already know Ace does not like emotionally mature people. He did not like the emotionally mature Jeremiah. He had to go. He was a threat. Shelly's emotionally mature. Instead of begging for clarity, she's moving in clarity, which is strength, which is why he's like, I should have picked Coco. No, you need to step up is what you need to do, which is what a lot of people think your problem is that you wish you had a step up and was a little bit. But people say I'm body shaming you if I mention that you're short. But people could body shame me, and I don't think it's a shame. I think it would be a fact if somebody said that I was fat. It would be a fact. I'm sorry. In a place where undecided men are protected by a game, Shelly is wisely choosing not to be passive. Waiting around for Ace to decide would be a disservice to herself. Okay. And she's actually putting him on notice. Look, there's another whole guy in here that wants me. You keep not locking it down. I don't get mad at me for exploring. And if we are going to be together, I need you to recognize a boundary for me, just like you don't want to be called babe by Amaya, just like you didn't want to be touched by Amaya, talking about boundaries. Now Shelly gets a boundary and it's a problem. Please, y'all are tripping. Y'all are tripping. Okay? Because Shelly is right. And that's all I have to say about it today, you guys. Anyway, I'm going to vote on the device that I'm on. I have about an hour left, hopefully. And then I'm going to re-register on this device that I'm on. And I hope you guys had fun going over Love Island with me. And can understand what I was saying about why I think this woman is right in this situation and this social experiment about love, friendships, genders, race, and ethnicities and everything. It's a social experiment across the board, okay? And a pressure cooker. And yeah, so thanks to all these people for participating and giving me a new obsession. And thanks to all of my curvies for coming through, smashing that like button, smash the subscribe button, get yourself your merchandise, leave it in the comments. I love interacting. Yeah, and share this video out. I don't know why the freaking algorithm isn't sending nobody in here to watch me these days. I'm not sure. Maybe it's because I started doing Love Island instead of the Real Housewives stuff. But hey, I'm still here. You're here. We're here together. Thanks for the 3K. Yes. Love you guys. See you in the next video. Remember, there's enough to go around.